Hello and welcome to the 90's Guyz Podcast. My name's Brian.
And I'm Jed.
And this is episode number 10! Woo! We made it!
We finally did.
Oh my gosh. It was pretty cool, actually, to have 10 episodes in the bank.
It is. And the fact that we're still tolerating each other.
I know. Actually, I'm done with you.
That's probably why you, are you?
Yeah.
That's probably why you left me for a week.
Oh, it's called vacation.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know what that is.
You never heard of that?
No.
You never been on vacation?
No, I've never been on vacation.
Really?
No.
Yeah, you lying sack of crap.
My boss is a slave driver. He doesn't let me have time off.
Oh, and you know he's going to hear this.
Oh, yeah. No, he's a good guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Good old Rick.
Good old Rick.
Well, hey, if you haven't heard our podcast yet, thank you for tuning in. We are the 90's Guys, and the show is all about nostalgic things from the 90s and 2000s.
Yep.
We're talking about TV shows.
Yep.
Movies.
Yep.
Candy once in a while.
Of course.
We're talking about the ladies.
We are?
And we're talking about the fellas.
Wait, let's go back to the ladies part. That's what I want to talk about.
Right? So we appreciate you listening. Make sure to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at the 90's Guyz Podcast. And where can they email us at?
They can email us at the 90's Guyz Podcast, guys with a Z, gmail.com.
Wow. You know what?
I did it right.
You did it. I was setting you up for that one.
I know you were. Sorry, I got a little distracted, but
it's okay.
I got it out there.
No problem, man. Well, hey, I just got to say, I really am proud of us for making it to 10 episodes.
This is awesome.
This is really cool.
I'm still having so much fun doing this too.
I know. It's been good for us.
And we've been getting a lot of good feedback too, so.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So I just want to let you know that for the 10th episode, I actually got you something.
What did you get me?
I got you something special, okay? And I just want to say a few things to you, first of all, okay? This has been a lot of fun so far. I don't know. Oh my God, the sky's opening up.
Oh, my goodness.
This has been a lot of fun.
What is that light?
That's the Lurd.
Yeah.
That is the Lurd.
Yeah.
And in honor of the 10th episode, I got you a fortune cookie.
A fortune cookie.
Yep. And I just want you to open it, and I hope that it brings us good fortune.
Okay.
For the remainder of this show.
All right. You want me to crack it open now?
Crack it open. Let us know what it says. Ooh.
It says, fuck you, bitch.
That was, I went to the fortune cookie factory on my vacation.
It's delicious. Well, I'm glad you thought about me.
I thought about you.
I mean, you always say that to me.
That's kind of my thing to say to you.
Yeah. That's the way Brian tells me he loves me.
That's right.
Yeah.
Some say I love you. Some say F you, biatch.
Mm-hmm.
You were a little vulgar with it, but...
Well, you told me to read what it said, and that's what it says. I'm sorry, Mother, if you're listening to this.
Yeah, oh, your poor mom.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, I just want to say happy 10th episode anniversary.
All right, I guess when we hit 20, I'm going to have to do something special for you.
Yeah, where's my gift today?
Your gift is getting to look at my glorious face as we do this podcast.
That's my gift every episode.
Yep. It's a gift that keeps on giving.
1 second, please.
Do you need me to hold your hair back, Brian?
No, I'm okay. I'm back. Can you put the mask back on?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So what'd you do all week?
I, for the most part, worked and did some research on...
You did what?
I know you went on vacation, you jerk. I had to go work my butt off in this heat. Yeah. But you know what? It pays bills.
It does pay the bills.
Yeah. So.
And your stripping pays the bills too.
Yeah, not as good as it used to.
Oh, really?
I put on quite a bit of weight.
I thought that's kind of like a fetish.
Yeah. No, not in our area. They like the skinny guys.
Right. But yeah, I had a pretty good time. I was out in San Francisco.
California.
Hey. And I'll tell you what, the second we landed, actually like 5 minutes after we landed, I got a notification on my phone that said that there was an earthquake.
I know. I was like, well, he went out to California. I wonder if he's going to get an earthquake.
No rumbles, though.
No? Not even aftershocks?
Nothing. But it's funny because my cousin picked us up, and he told me, he goes, a huge earthquake just happened.
Yeah, it was like 7 point something. Or...
Yeah, and he goes, listen, I don't want to freak you out, but California's probably going to break off into the ocean pretty soon.
So, a cool story about earthquakes, though. So, I went to a little college up here in the St. Louis area, and one night I was sleeping in my dorm room, and we had loft beds, and all of a sudden my bed started shaking, and I look up, and my door's open. So, I'm like, who is coming in my bedroom at 3 o'clock in the morning to shake my bed and whatever? And I'm looking. Nothing. Turns out there was an earthquake in Illinois, but we felt it in St. Louis. And I was like, this is awesome. And so like later on, I went after classes and stuff. I went into the dorm room to take a nap, and sure enough, you had again a little aftershock.
Really?
Yeah, it was really cool.
Wow. But you couldn't feel, it wasn't so much that you were shaking.
No, it was the first one was like my whole loft was shaking. The bed that I was in, because it was a loft bed with a desk underneath it.
Yeah.
So like the whole loft, and I thought it was going to fall apart because I thought somebody was just shaking my bed like crazy, but. No. I
actually have a similar story about that, but it's not as eventful. It's kind of naughty. I didn't. So, okay, let me start over. One night.
Let's try this again.
I woke up and I heard a noise kind of like, can you hear that?
I can.
It was just like a repetitive pounding noise. And I got
you yelled Tommy to stop it?
No. Tommy, stop! No, so I turned on the light, and I couldn't see it anywhere, but it sounded like it was coming from under my desk. And I swear to God, I don't know why I had to stop, but I thought my cats were having sex in the middle of the night. Nope, little earthquake. Little earth shake.
Little earth shaking.
Yep.
Yeah, so I'm glad that you made it back safe without getting any earthquakes. Tell us a little bit more about your vacation. What I heard that your wife went with you.
She did.
Yeah.
She usually does.
Yeah.
I tried to leave her behind, but she got in the car.
Yeah, I told her she could stay with me, but she was like, you know what?
Well, that's why she came with me.
That's probably why. Yeah. I get it. I've met me.
No, stop that. But no, it was good. We got out there. We did the whole San Francisco City experience, which I'll tell you what. I definitely am meant to be in the Midwest.
Right.
It's so fast paced, and everyone's yelling and screaming and
we're
pushing.
So slow and
yeah. And it's so funny because everyone's dressed like to the nines. I'm wearing like my raggedy jeans.
Yep, that's about right. that's very acceptable here in the Midwest.
My Walmart t-shirt on. So, but it was good. You know what? I'm very glad to be back home. We had a blast, and also I am sunburned.
I was gonna say I didn't see any tan going on. I saw some burns, but no tan.
I'm very lobstery. So it was a good time. But I'm very much a St. Louisan.
Yeah, I am too. I get that. Well, like we were talking about in the other episode when you said when we make it big, we're going. I was like, I'll stay here. You go. Yeah. I'm gonna stay here. I'm comfortable.
Right.
And I'm okay being comfortable.
You're looking comfortable.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that means.
Well, I'm in my pajama pants and no shirt. Yeah, that's what happens.
Is that what you're wearing right now?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Come
straight from work like that?
Yep.
That's what Rick lets you do?
Yeah, Rick lets me dress however I feel like.
Dang. Well, hey, so what are we talking about in this next segment?
We are going to talk about one of the greatest scary TV shows of the 90s, which was funny because I was a huge fraidy cat.
Yeah.
But it never really scared me, but I always thought it was really, really good.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Ooh, I'm excited.
Yeah.
It's going to be good.
It's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, and then we are going to come back in just a minute. But before that, we have a few words we'd like to share with everybody. We want to let them know that we love them.
Yes.
Please follow us.
Yes.
You got something else. I'm out.
You're out. You'll join us on Twitter.
Yes.
Instagram.
We officially have, I think, 3 followers on Twitter.
We do.
That's impressive for us.
I know. We went kind of ballistic when we got our 3rd one. So thank you, Becca.
Becca.
Thank you.
Yes.
So.
All right. Well, we are the 90s guys. We'll be right back in just a minute. Don't go anywhere. So it's summertime, and that means a lot of people are doing projects on their homes. If you're doing anything that involves glass, you have to call my friends over at Presley's Glass. They are a wonderful, wonderful business, in business for 25 years, which doesn't happen if you're not doing great work. They're a family-owned business, and what they do is they replace all kinds of glass, windows, mirrors, shower enclosures, you name it, they do it. One thing they pride themselves on is making sure that your project is done on time and, more importantly, done right. They want to make sure that you are 100% happy with everything that happens in your project involving glass. They do everything from residential to commercial, so my friends who own buildings and different commercial complexes, make sure you give them a call. They do that kind of work too. Give them a shout at 636-257-4885 or online at Presley'sGlass.com. Presley spelled Presley, glass.com. Again, Presley's Glass, located in the St. Louis area, doing awesome work. Give them a call, 636-257-4885.
Don't ever do that to me again. It scared the crap out of me, Brian.
I'm sorry.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my God. Is that what that smell is?
Yeah.
Wow.
I done pooped it myself.
I thought you did.
Oh,
hey, calm down. Welcome back to the 90s, guys. Thank you for joining us in segment 2, where we're talking about, are you afraid of the dark?
And, of course, I still am.
Yes, I am too. I can't lie.
Yeah. Well, at least you got a wife to snuggle up to.
I know, and she's a farm girl, so she will beat the crap out of anybody.
She will.
Yes,
my
including
dog
me.
just, looks at me and says, "Get over it." So
yeah, you've been mugged a lot.
I have been. Guard dog.
Now, Jed, I know that this show...
Sorry, Chance, if you're listening. I'm sorry.
We love you, Chance. So I know this show is one of your all-time favorites.
Yes, especially when it comes to the horror genre of stuff, which, like I said earlier, I was really weird because I was a super scared kid when I was little, but for some reason I absolutely loved Are You Afraid of the Dark? And if it was on TV at my house. So, and I would even yell at my brothers and stuff, like, "I'm watching my show, leave me alone."
Was that Jerry Seinfeld?
I don't know. Did it sound like Jerry Seinfeld? No.
Leave me alone.
Leave me alone. So, a little bit about Are You Afraid of the Dark? I did not know this, but it's a Canadian TV show.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You would have never guessed that by watching
The Great White North. Well, no, because they were always outside, and it's usually colder.
Right.
So, but it... started in 1990 and then ran to 1996.
Okay.
And then it was off for a few years and came back 1999 to 2000.
Wow.
So when they came back, they had a whole different group of kids because they were the I can't think of the name, the something society, and
Secret Society
or something. I don't know, but. So what it was is the original group had grown up and gone off to college. And so the second group was actually the main guy's little brother started his own group and went into it from there.
Nice.
So that's kind of how they did that with the gap in between, which was really cool because actually in the later episodes of the original, his little brother had started coming on to the show. So
he was already kind of known.
Yeah, he was known. So everybody else though was new, if I remember right. But yeah, he was kind of the only one that came from that original group.
Yeah.
Back to that one, and I just remember having a total crush on the blonde.
The
in
blonde.
The first one.
Yep.
I don't know. I don't even know what her name is, but she was yummy.
She probably still is.
Yeah, I think she is. She pretty much looks the same.
Really?
Yeah.
Dang. Well, one thing, what's funny, this show is one of those cult classics for me where, I don't know if you're going to like this opinion or not, but I thought the acting was extremely cheesy.
It was super
pretty
cheesy.
Bad in a way. But it was great in the same
when I'm,
sense.
a little kid, I don't really pay attention to the acting skills of the kids. I just was like, I want to be on this show.
Yeah. But also in the same way, it was bad acting where, campy horror shows and movies, you almost want to be bad actors because when it's so serious and they're so good, that's when I get freaked out.
Yeah, well, and a lot of the bad people in it were so over the top with their acting, like with the way they laughed, and it was, like you were saying, cheesy and just over the top with...
Kind of like something like this.
No, nothing like that.
Wait, like this?
That sounds like you. Did you record yourself?
This one's actually me.
Oh my goodness.
Sorry about that.
Did you just snort?
Yeah. I'm part pig.
Yeah. So, but
oh my gosh.
So, actually, and the best thing is one of my favorite episodes is one of the reasons I love werewolves so much, and it was the Tale of the Full Moon.
Oh, that's a classic.
Yeah, and I don't know, when I was little, like, I'd always watch these TV shows that had people's names in them, like John and Brian and whatever, and I'm like, I know all these people. Why does anybody ever Jed? Well, sure enough, in this episode, the main character was a little boy named Jed that was about my age. And I was like, no way! So it goes into him and his buddy, who has the worst perm in all of history.
Well, I think every perm's crummy, but go ahead.
But he looked like a little Jewish boy with a bad perm.
Okay.
That's what he looked like. They started a pet detective agency. And they were all these pets in the neighborhood were disappearing. So, and Jed's mom was a single mom, which relates to me because my mom when I was that age, my mom was single. So she starts dating the neighbor, and so they're detecting stuff and whatever. And he somehow goes over to the neighbor's house and sees all of the collars and stuff of all these missing pets, and is like, "Oh my goodness, something's going on. This neighbor is not what we think he is."
Yeah.
And so he gets really kind of creeped out about the neighbor and all this stuff and thinks he's a werewolf, which one of the reasons I get my love for werewolf movies and stuff like that is from this episode. Come to find out that, yes, the neighbor is a werewolf, but it's not the neighbor that's dating his mother. It's his twin brother that is the werewolf.
The twin brother.
The twin brother
always.
is the werewolf. And I just remember the end of the episode, him talking to his mom's new boyfriend while he's in the same room as the werewolf, and he's just petting his twin brother like a dog.
Oh.
And he's like, he's family. You don't know what to do with him. So he doesn't want to kill him because he's family.
Yeah.
But he also doesn't like the fact that he's a werewolf, and all this stuff. But I don't know, that whole episode I just absolutely love, from the fact that the kid was the same name as me. He was into werewolves. He had a single mom. I just related to that whole episode and absolutely loved it. And as someone who was super scared of stuff like that, I should have been peeing my pants instead of being like, this is so cool.
Right. And then you feel cool as a little kid because you're like, you know what? I'm watching a scary show.
Yeah, and I felt like, oh, my mom's going to tell me to turn it off and whatever. But she never did.
Yeah.
Yeah, she actually liked it too. When I mentioned to her that we were going to do Are You Afraid? She's like, I remember that show. You loved that show. I'm like, yeah, I did.
Yeah, it's a show that I think is very easily watchable for adults and kids.
Oh, yeah.
And that's a beautiful aspect of the show.
If only if the adults can get past the crappy acting.
Right.
So.
Well, see, I think adults even like that.
Yes, yeah.
So
well, they like the fact that their kids watching something that's making them.
Yeah.
So
the kids shutting up for a minute.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, I'll tell you what. That I agree. That is a great episode, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about my favorite episode.
All right.
I had to just rewatch it again today because it's great, and I wanted a little bit of a refresher. It's called Watcher's Woods. I don't know if you remember this one.
I think I do.
It's about a summer camp. Okay.
Okay.
And I believe it's an all-girl summer camp.
No wonder you liked it.
Right.
All-girl summer camp.
Right. No, that's a different movie.
Oh, okay.
So in this summer camp, there's only one rule: don't go into Watcher's Woods. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Because what happened was, back in the day, 3 little campers, got lost in there, and what happened was, another little girl stole their whistles.
What?
Yeah, because if you get lost, you're supposed to hit that whistle. They're going to come get you.
It's like a rape whistle, right?
Exactly. It actually looked like that. Yeah. So this episode is so great because it has a couple main components that I just love in a scary story. Okay, camping, right? Witches.
Oh, there's witches in it.
Well, I like to call them witches, but it's you'll see what it is later. And third of all, kidnapping. Come on.
You like kidnapping?
Is that not the trifecta? Well, for scary stuff.
Oh, I thought you were just admitting
my personal
to everybody,
stuff.
that you like to kidnap.
Yeah, I love doing that.
Yeah.
So this is so great because what happens is 2 little girls get lost in those woods. They end up going in the woods, even though they're not supposed to, of course. And they run into 3 witches. Okay?
Oh, no.
But they think they're witches, but they actually happen to be those 3 little girls that got lost.
Really?
They had stayed in the woods. They lived there. They could never find their way back. And they capture one of these little girls. And it's so great because these women are delusional. You know, they're older. They've been in the woods their whole life, and they're just totally freaking out. They think that this little girl is the one that stole their whistles. Okay?
Oh, okay.
And so they kidnap her, and they're like, going to kill her and torture her and all this stuff. I'm not going to give away the ending. I want people to go watch it and hit us up on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter and let me know what they think. That's my favorite episode, Watchers Woods.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there was a lot of good stuff. Like, you look back and you go and look at, I mean, a lot of the actors that were in these shows at the time, they've actually gone on to have careers outside of that. Like, I know that Tiara and Tamara were in an episode. The blonde girl that, you know, I had a crush on. Mm-hmm. I know I've seen her and stuff when she got older. But there a lot of kids got their start on Are You Afraid of the Dark?
I love that.
So,
and that's, I mean, it's one of those things too where it was a Canadian show and it also played in the United States. So that's a huge audience they're playing to.
Yeah. So, but I mean, you think of some of the monsters. Like, one of my favorites was the Ghastly Grinner, which was a comic book character, if I remember right, and he would turn people, you know, into, you know, kind of his slaves type things. And every time they start smiling, and this blue ooze would come out of their mouths and stuff like that. And as a little kid, you're like, ooh, that's scary. I don't want that to happen to me. So you're all like freaking out about that. But there was just so many just good episodes, and I would love to go back and rewatch all of them just to whatever, because I know I missed a lot, you know, because I was getting older. I didn't really get into I was really stoked when they came back in 99 and 2000, but that's when I just started high school, so I didn't really watch that much of it.
Right.
But I'd love to go back and, you know, rewatch them. I don't know why I stopped watching them.
Well, you go in and out of phases. I get that. I'll tell you what, I actually have a conspiracy theory about this show, okay? You know the opening intro.
Do I need to put my tinfoil hat on for this?
Yeah, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Yeah, actually just add another layer. You already have a couple layers on there. But my conspiracy theory is, you know how you go through all the creepy scenes for the intro? Yeah. And then it comes up to a match? Yep. And that match goes out of sight, and then someone blows it out? Yeah. I think that was you. Shh. I'm spreading that rumor.
I'm going to start that rumor. That's the conspiracy that you're going to start from the questions that I asked you?
Exactly. Exactly.
But even that was creepy, the opening. I mean, you got that creepy, bum-looking doll. Yep. And then the boat and like
the shutters.
Yeah, it was that was even creepy. And then the voice, the little kids laughing and stuff like that. Yeah. Just that music was perfect for what they were trying to do. And I just, like I said, I absolutely loved that show.
Yep. So. Very, very well-constructed show. It's one of those that
with poor acting.
With poor acting, which made it even better.
The stories were great.
Agreed. Yeah. Writing great, acting so-so.
Yeah.
And they'd even have guest actors on each episode. Oh, you know, different characters.
Well, Gilbert Godfrey was one of them.
Really?
Yeah. Gilbert Godfrey was one of the villains in one of the episodes.
Oh,
yeah.
If he showed up, I would run for Z Hills.
Oh, yeah, you got a tire. Affleck.
Great impression. Yeah, you do a lot better Jerry Seinfeld. Yeah, but definitely easily one of the best show of the 90s. And we can also say 2000s because I had that revival in the 2000s. Yeah, it did, yeah. Which is what that was the series I watched. I didn't see the earlier ones.
Yeah, and then I guess one of the ones that stands out to me, just I remember watching this one and seeing this one, was The Badge. And it was like this creepy badger-looking guy that wore a hat or something. And I don't know, I just remember that episode. He's kind of dog-looking. And it just, he creeped me out a little bit. Yeah. You know, more so than all the other ones. But I remember that episode just being like,
so. That was one of those where you're like, I'm not scared of that, and like you're looking over your shoulder after you watch it. Yeah,
when he's standing right behind me going,
oh my god. So did you drop acid before this episode?
Shh. Why are you always giving away my secrets, Brian?
Because that's what I do. I'm a secret giver aware.
Yeah, I heard that about you. Your wife warned me.
She did, yeah.
Even though I knew you before you guys even met.
The logic is not there.
But it is in my head. So.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Put your tinfoil back on.
No, okay.
All right, man. Well, I mean, I got to say that's. I think we covered a lot of it.
Oh, yeah.
If you haven't seen the series, go watch it.
Please go watch it. It's super, super good. Yeah, like we said, the acting's poor, but it's still worth it. And
Totally.
I still to this day would love to buy the box set on DVD because my favorite episode you can't find anywhere.
Yeah.
I've looked online, and the only way you can watch the episode that I like is if you buy the DVDs.
Right.
So this guy's going to have to go out and buy the DVDs.
Go do it, man.
So
Go do it.
I will.
And I'll tell you what, if you are a fan of the series and you have a favorite episode, let us know on Twitter
Please.
what your favorite episode is.
Yeah, Twitter or even Facebook or email us. We want to.
Don't email us.
Don't email us.
Don't even think about it.
Why not?
I don't want to hear from anybody.
Well, you're not the one who runs the email.
Okay.
I'm the one who runs the email.
Then you make the decision.
You're the one that. The only reason you use email is to try to get us onto other platforms.
Unsuccessfully so far.
Yeah, but we're trying.
Not from a lack of trying.
Yeah. So
Well, I'll tell you what. Don't forget, follow us online at the 90's Guyz Podcast. Don't forget, Guyz is with a Z.
yeah.
And we're actually about to reveal a brand new logo
Yes.
for our 10th episode. We have a brand new logo. One of my good friends, Peyton, made it for us, and he did a fantastic job.
Yes. It's awesome, and it's very 90s.
Yep.
So it fits in perfectly.
Perfect. Great theming. So I'll tell you what, that's going to do it for this episode of the podcast. Don't forget, subscribe on Facebook, on YouTube and SoundCloud.
Yes, and then check us out on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and let us know what you guys think.
That's right.
We have been getting some comments. We have been pushing some people ahead or some stories ahead to get to because we've had some requests. So
yeah, if you request,
keep 'em coming in.
you get a shout out.
Yeah, you will.
We talk about you.
We do.
We're not going to say if we're going to talk about you in a good way or a bad way.
We're just going to talk about you.
We're going to talk about you.
Yeah, and if you pick a horrible thing, we might make fun of you for picking
absolutely.
So,
All right, well, that's going to do it. My name's Brian.
and I'm Jed.
And we are the 90's Guys. We'll catch you next time.
Yeehaw!